Let us begin. We'll check on your personnel. Anything arising new from the weekend? I know John O'Sullivan was not available to you with a little knock. How's everybody doing?
Well, we'll have to have a look again at John O today. Just a few bumps and bruises. The main concern is the sickness. And you know, we've had quite a few players being ill with a bug that swept to the club, not COVID, at Eastern so bad, but it's still derailed us a little bit, and I think that showed at the last 20 minutes of the game on Saturday.
It must be really worrying in these times when you get illness in the camp, because obviously it's difficult that players run well and difficult that they're not available to train, but you must always have that worry in the back of your mind, and all the protocols you have to go through.
Well, you're still trying to adhere to the protocols, and hopefully they will minimise the spread of any sickness, but you know, it hasn't been ideal, but you know, there's people in lots worse situations than us, so we're not just going to bleat about that.
Does it make the performance you had at the weekend all the more impressive that there were quite a few players that weren't 100%?
I think so. I think it showed a lot of character. You know, when you're not feeling well, and when your energy levels are sapped, to keep going and keep pushing yourself. You know, for Matt Butcher to get as long as he did was really good, and the way he played the game as well. So, you know, we know there's tough games coming up, and you know, hopefully within the next couple of weeks we can add to the squad and make ourselves a little bit stronger.
Cam Burgess, you talked about at the weekend, that being kind of in motion, confirmed and done now. Mixed feelings from your point of view, I would imagine. I'm
delighted for the lad that he's got to move to a high profile club, and obviously he'll earn a lot more money than what he's earning with us. So from a personal point of view for Cam, it's good. Whether it's a step up or not remains to be seen at the end of the season. I still think he's good enough to play in the Championship, and he may well have been better off waiting for that to materialise, but you can't knock him to go to such a big club as Ipswich, you know, playing in front of 25,000 every other week. Who would want to do that?
Is it another one of those examples that can be useful to you in the future? Player you signed on a free transfer, plays a season with you, and then you're getting 6 figures for him. Is that a good way of attracting players?
I think so. It's the model we've got to use. Modus operandi. But it can't be another thing where you're just pushing players out the door quickly, because otherwise you haven't got a squad then to compete in this level. So you've got to get the balance right. You know, and if you look at the amount of scouts who were at our game on Saturday, it'd be well into double figures. And you know, it's no secret that we have got good players.
Is there still in the back of your mind that fear that those scouts might be reporting back and saying, make a bid for X, make a bid for Y?
Yeah, I don't like looking at my phone, and don't like looking at my emails. And my voice goes a bit high when I think about things like that, so no, I just got it. It's occupational hazard, isn't it? As the judge said to Ronnie Parker in Porridge.
Very niche, I enjoyed that. Is turning down some bids, is if you get another one saying no, we're not going to sell X player, is that a statement of intent, as you're talking about you don't want to be a production line of players for other clubs?
Yeah, I mean, you know, the nature of the beast is that we are going to have to be a production line, but we can't churn out too many in one season, otherwise we damage what the model's about. And so, listen, everyone's got the price. And I've just got to hope that I can keep a squad together that can compete in this league.
Harvey Rodgers stepped in, did that centre-half job at the weekend. You must have been very pleased with how he performed.
I thought Harvey was outstanding. Another one who was a little bit ill during the week. Played brilliantly. Every credit to him. You know, it's not his favourite side, but he did really well. I can't fault him. And a lot of players played well.
You'll also, I presume, be on the lookout for another centre-half. Are you waiting for those kind of ducks to line up with other clubs signing players, letting players go?
Yes. I started I was looking at players last night at 1:30. I started the phone calls this morning at 6:30, and the texts. I had quite a few texts and phone calls yesterday afternoon while I was supposed to be having my dinner with the family. You just got to wait for it to happen, but what you don't want to do is push the button on the wrong one. So you've got to wait for your targets, and as Danny is well aware of, I like to class myself as the Mountie who always gets his man.
How many irons do you have to have in the fire to get the player that you want and need at the end of it?
Probably a lot. You know, as regards to centre halves, we've probably got about 6 on the go now. I'm waiting for the call back on one as we speak. Man, you know, I should have probably not one for tomorrow, but I should have one in for the Saturday.
That was going to be the next question. Is it more likely to be weekend
Yeah, probably
than midweek?
Probably the weekend, yeah. But you know, that, it's not just centre halves. You know, obviously Joe Hardy's injury means that we're just a little bit light on the striking side as well.
So there's potentially 2 avenues to look at the moment.
Yeah, and I was thinking about centre forwards yesterday. One of my all-time heroes died yesterday, sadly, Gerd Muller. And if I could get one of his ilk, I'd be absolutely delighted. Really sad day for football, Gerd Muller time.
Der Bomber leading the line for
Bomber,
Accrington
yeah.
would have been good,
That
wouldn't it?
made a very big impression on my childhood and probably shaped the way I played as a footballer.
Let's talk about the game. What are your expectations? What have you made of Donny so far?
Yeah, we know what we're going to get. You know, they're very, very attacking team. Commit a lot of men forward. Quite similar to Wigan when they were successful in League One, pushing the fullbacks quite high and attacking down the flanks. Be a challenge for us, but I know that we've got potentially the 2 best strikers in the league. With one to come in as well with Joel, so no one will be liking playing against them. And if we get them all fit and firing, we're a handful for anybody.
Do you think there's more variety in League One that you come up against as far as style goes than maybe any other division?
Probably, yeah. You know, and it's an unforgiving league. There's so many top teams in it. What we've got to do is we're playing at home. The fans were magnificent on Saturday. We've got to hope that they're still enthused. You know, that the novelty doesn't wear off, which it can quickly happen. You know, you haven't seen something for ages, and then all of a sudden you get sick. So, you know, I'm a bit like that with scallops. You know, I don't have them for ages, then I have them 3 times a week. So you just got to be careful that the novelty doesn't wear off, and the only way you keep that novelty from not wearing off is by winning games and exciting.